Hello fam and friends, and welcome to another video, a very exciting video. So this clip was taken before we found out the news, but I knew that we had officially applied to, this would be the second place, and my husband was very apprehensive about these. It's this peel and stick contact paper for your countertops. And as soon as I installed them, he was like, "Oh, this is gonna ruin the countertops." Rah, rah, rah. So I had decided to remove them so that we knew what we were dealing with and it could just take something off of his mind. Oh, yeah, BT dubs, we got the house. This whole video is dedicated to moving. So let's see, I went and grabbed some pliers because I didn't have the finger grip strength. And I just had a couple tools trying to figure out what would be the best, because the reality of it is that the apartment complex had painted these countertops with a latex based, I think that's what my husband said, a latex based paint. So anytime water sat on it, it would like rehydrate the paint and then it would turn gooey and stuff. So in my mind, I was like, well, regardless of if I ruin the countertops were already going to be ruined because, we had been in this apartment for over 4 years. So I was like, at the time of installing them, I just was like, I don't care. I don't like the texture of this. It doesn't wipe down well. And so these were foam marble, and they worked great for us for the 4 years. When I started to peel this off, I didn't know what to expect. And actually, this part of the countertop was right next to the, what do you call it? The knife block. And so if you just needed to like cut something open or cut one thing and just put it back, this is where we would do that. And it resulted in a bunch of these little cuts. So, it ended up being really difficult to try and remove. Also, the adhesive that was used, because it was peel and stick, so it's not like I picked the adhesive out. The adhesive ended up leaving a good millimeter worth of residue on the countertop. And look at this. This is why these have lasted 4 years. And I loved it. And would I do it again? I mean, I'm not sure. Because this whole project, so you see how these countertops, I don't think it was more than 6 feet of countertop by the depth, which is 2 feet. So that's not that big of a square footage, and it took me it's hard for me to decipher a specific time because I had so many breaks between, but I'm pretty sure it took over 4 hours to remove all the adhesive. And the other 2 parcels of countertop went a lot smoother because I knew what I was doing. And this one I was still trying to figure out what the heck I was doing. And about during this whole moving process, my boys and I are sick. And not just runny nose. No, they have been, Ranger just had a 101-degree fever today, and we got it to break, so he's fine, but he's been miserable, and Ryder's been miserable, and everyone's been whiny, and then we were moving on top of that, so it's been a fun-filled week. Oh, and then my parents were actually out of town on a cruise, so we ended up not having the amount of help we wanted. And then also we had already paid rent at this apartment, and we went ahead and paid for February. We already paid for February. So we then paid for February for the new house too, and also the whatchamacallit, not down payment, but oh my gosh, what is that word? Deposit. There it is. So we had the funds to do that. So we went ahead and proceeded. Oh, sick baby, sorry. He's gonna hang out with me. So my husband had told me this, and I said, okay, so it's going to be a really low impact move. And so when I started packing, I packed everything like in the back of the closet that we don't necessarily use like day to day. And I had packed enough crap to what am I trying to say? I packed enough crap to fill the van. And then I was like, okay, that's good enough for today. The day we found out when we got the house. So I packed enough to fill the van, and I was like, okay, that's plenty, and I'm going to take a break, and I will pack more tomorrow. And then the next day, my husband had the day off, and we start loading our crap up, and around 3 o'clock, possibly 4 o'clock rolled around, and his mother and grandmother were helping us, and they were like, okay, well, what's your goal for today? And Conrad looks at them and says, well, I'd like to sleep at the new house. And in my brain, I just went full panic mode. I was like, what do you mean you want to sleep at the new house? And he said, well, let's get to it. We got to get to work. And I said, I only packed with the intention of like moving slowly and not having to panic pack. And I was taking my time and labeling all my boxes. And then once he said that, everything just, the crap hit the fan. Let me tell you, things were just thrown in bags, and it was so frustrating. Like, I'm glad we did it. I'm glad it's over and all that garbage. But man, I had some strong words for my husband after that. And apparently that's one of the things about ADHD is that their perspective of time is wrong. And so, yeah, he looked at the task at hand and thought it was going to take a certain amount of time. And I do not have ADHD. I have depression with OCD-like tendencies. Anxiety and OCD-like tendencies? Something like that. So I knew exactly the amount of work that it was going to take. And I knew that we did not have that amount of time in the day. Not for the way I wanted to pack. But, anywho, so we moved into the new place in 2 days. And with 2 sick boys, and I was sick too. I ended up getting pretty dang sick, like losing my voice for a little bit. You can probably still hear it like deep in my voice. And then in the mornings, it's just miserable. But we're on the upturn, or upside, whatever. We're halfway there. Ranger's already doing better. better. Because today, which is Monday, so we found out on Thursday. No, we found out Wednesday. Yes, we found out Wednesday that we were approved, and he wanted to sign on Thursday. Yeah, that's right. So we were going to get the keys on Thursday. So Wednesday I packed, and then Thursday my husband had the day off. And so we signed at 10 a.m. on Thursday. We got the keys, and by Saturday we were moved in. Yep. And then Saturday I was going to drop the boys off with his grandma so that I could go and clean the apartment and do a nice move out clean. And I got some footage of it, but I only got to spend, let's see, I got there around 10:30 and I ended up leaving around 12. So I got some footage and it's in this video. I did not finish the apartment because Ranger got that 102 degree fever. So grandma is immunocompromised. I did not realize that Ranger was going to have a fever. I thought that he was like, because the boys have been sick for a long time. So I just was like, but they're doing better, so they're probably not contagious. And so I asked her to watch the boys, and she gladly volunteered. She was like, of course. But then Ranger his temperature just kept climbing and climbing. And then she called me and was like, oh, his temperature is this high. So then I dropped everything. I called my nurse friend. She's a registered nurse. She works in the ICU unit, and she's very knowledgeable. And I was talking to her, and she just was like, yeah, if you can take him into the doc in the box. What are they called? Urgent care. You can take him to the urgent care if you really feel it's necessary, but this is what they're going to tell you. And so I just doped him up with some ibuprofen, Tylenol, and gave him a bath. Not a cold bath, just a bath. And that was enough to break his fever. And yeah, so he's fine now, but I don't want grandma watching him if he is still, contagious. And if you have a fever, you are contagious. So, with that all being said, I have not finished cleaning the apartment, and today is Monday. So yeah, because Saturday I was like, I feel like crap, I'm not doing anything. And then Sunday was family dinner with Conrad's other grandma from the other side of the family. And I really wanted to go, so I did not plan on cleaning. And then today I was like, let's get this done. And then all that happened. So, oh my goodness gracious. Anyways, that's... What are you saying? I'm holding Ranger because he's still in that I just want to be held by mommy mode, which is fine. It's, mommy's superpower to alleviate all stress and whatever. Anywho, let me talk about what's on screen. So, this plastic scraper, I use it all the time, is probably one of my main recommendations right next to Dawn Power Wash for doing cleaning things. And then this stuff, like I said, it left like a millimeter of adhesive. So after I got, this is the spot that we would just cut things real quick. So it cut the contact paper, but it didn't leave cuts in the countertop. But you couldn't get more than less than a 1 centimeter square foot or whatever, square centimeter of the sticker crap off at a time. So it was difficult, to say the least. And then I end up trying a whole bunch of different crap. I looked it up and it was like, oh, use baking soda for stickers. And I'm not kidding. This stuff, with the way people complain about wallpaper, and wallpaper adhesive, I'm pretty sure that's what this garbage is. Or its cousin, because dang, it was thick, it was sticky, and relentless. So yeah, I tried oil and baking soda, and then I tried a whole bunch of other garbage. And what I ended up doing was using isopropyl alcohol. So I squirted a bunch of that crap on the countertop, and then I covered it with saran wrap. And that ended up, what it did, it was reactivated the adhesive. So then I took a microfiber cloth, and RIP, because once I used that thing, it was dead. It was never going to be revived. It was its last job. So yeah, the alcohol reactivated the adhesive, and then I went in and slowly revealed a little bit at a time from under the cellophane and just scrubbed it off. And that's what ended up working the best. On one section, I ended up leaving it too long, and it actually reactivated the paint, and I was scraping the paint off. So yeah, I'm trying to yeah. So all that lighter color was adhesive, and it was sticky. Like it was to the point of what's the word? It was like giving me a rash, because it was just sticking to my skin so much. It was fun. And then while I was doing this, I had two boys underfoot the whole time, and this was when they started to feel sick. So they were a little bit whiny, and it was just loads of fun. So yeah, it was a very... Sorry, I set my baby down. He did not want to be set down. Here, have a bowl. It's a hat. Yeah. So anyways, this is a very, very long video. Right now I have an hour and 15 minutes worth of footage. And it's at 2 times the speed. So this voiceover is going to be done in chunks. Because that's just how it has to be. But I have to go wake up my toddler so that he sleeps through the night. So I will catch you back soon. Ryder, what are you doing, dude? Please stop. Please stop, honey. I don't like it. Go play. Hey guys, so it's been a couple of days now. Today is officially Wednesday, and I still haven't gone back to the apartment. Tomorrow is Conrad's day off, so I'm going to speed up there after I drop our daughter off at school and finish up the cleaning. So we're not even to cleaning the apartment yet. The footage from that. It's just more peel and stick, and the lighting was not great, but I was not about to shut this light out. This beautiful sunshine. I was so happy for these beautiful days. And then when we moved in, it had been raining nonstop. So, yeah, I was not about to close the windows for a better shot. But I thought that you guys would still want to watch the somewhat satisfying peel. And then, of course, the boys were incessantly touching the tripod, so my apologies. You know, that's the name of the game on my channel. I am a mom, and that's just always going to be my content. So, yeah, so the main things with removing this that I would recommend is the pliers worked amazing. The plastic scraper was very helpful because it wouldn't damage. I actually had a paint scraper, but I opted for the plastic scraper because it didn't harm the countertops underneath. So yeah, there's that. The boys are doing better. They're still sick. Ryder is pretty much over it, and Ranger is still struggling. We almost ended up taking him into the... Ooh, there we go. I caught that, though. Skilled. We ended up almost taking Ranger to the emergency room or the urgent care, but, yeah, we didn't end up doing that, and I think he's improving. It's hard to tell because, like, it's obvious in my mind that this is not a single sickness. We have caught multiple colds at once. Because at first it was just the mucus, and there was no fever, and then there was a fever and a cough, and so the symptoms just keep changing. So I'm not too worried about it being an infection, because they say that if you are sick past a certain point, then you need to go in and talk to a doctor, because it could be an infection and you're just unable to fight it off because you need antibiotics. But I really do think that this is just a virus on top of a virus on top of a virus, which is really unfortunate, especially for my babies. But yeah, that's just I started taking them to church, and that's what kick-started this whole thing, because, you know, my kids are at home and they don't get subjected to a lot of outside germs, and that's what did it. So yeah, we're still recouping from that. You can hear it in my voice, but you know, it just is what it is. And then if you saw my sweet Ryder there, he touched my arm. I think it's so funny. He finds, he is a physical touch person. He finds comfort in physical touch, and I think that has to do with the fact that when he was an infant, he exhibited signs of a lazy eye, and then later we got the diagnosis of his optic nerve hyplasia, which just means, you know, his eyeballs didn't develop or one of his eyeballs didn't develop all the way. The optic nerve didn't. But So when he was an infant, he just didn't have a lot of coordination with his eyes. So I think that his incessant need to touch skin to skin is that connection that he's looking for. Just as like a safety thing. So it gets really annoying and I get overtouched, but you know, it's like, it's whatever. It's just one of those things you gotta deal with. I used 90% isopropyl alcohol, but I ended up running out and using 70%, and it worked just the same. And I just wanted to show you guys the actual process of doing this part, because I believe that this was the last bit that I filmed, because I had a whole another piece of countertop to do. And like I said, I think altogether it honestly was probably 5 hours. But you know, ooh, I didn't catch it that time. But do I end up picking up? I guess it took me a minute to realize. My apologies. Let's see here. This is the floor. Let me tell you about, oh, here we go. I was like, oh my gosh. After struggling with the boys so much, I was just like, I was done filming that. It was just a bunch of scraping. So, here we moved on to the bathroom, and one, hashtag ew. But, we got this toilet seat. It has a secondary toilet seat to make it smaller for potty training, because I think that potty trained toilets are disgusting, and it's just another toilet to clean. So yeah, that's what I opted for. So I removed that, and this is just me kind of undoing the bathroom and show. So you see, the cleaning product I use is bleach based, and so I actually do get it on my brush and then scrub the other part of the toilet, because it's just going to disinfect it. I plan on washing my hands after doing this, and so it's just like, what's my point here? If you get poo water on you, it's not a big deal. It's just poo water. So the thing that I get apprehensive about is mixing chemicals. So, like here, I'm only using the one powdered bleach chemical. And then these wipes, they are technically baby wipes, and I'm just wiping it off. Because I know a lot of people like to use the Lysol wipes, but again, I get apprehensive about mixing chemicals. I would prefer to just, dirty my hands and then wash my hands after, because our bodies are amazing, and we have like bacteria on our skin, just like our skin is a living organism. The human body is a wonderful design by God, and so our skin is there to protect us. So I keep that in mind, and I utilize that. And again, I would rather use a more mild chemical and then just wash my hands after. Because nobody's going to be sitting on the top of on the porcelain of the toilet. So it's not like you don't need to be able to lick off of it. That's just my thought process. But, if that's nasty, let me know in the comments. Tell me what your cleaning standards are. And like back here behind the toilet, I don't really sanitize back there. I wipe it up, but I know that it's just going to get dirty again, because it's, the toilet region, and it's not like we're playing back there, so it doesn't need to be sanitized, but I don't know. Please tell me, am I gross? Now that I'm thinking about it and like vocalizing it, I wonder if I'm absolutely disgusting. But like my mindset is definitely, I put a lot of trust in the Lord, and I know that our bodies are equipped to handle this type of bacteria. Like it's, like I said, this is just normal human bacteria. It's not nasty bacteria. I mean, it is bacteria and it can be gross, but our bodies are also designed to cope with it. It's not like it's I don't know, something in the ER, you know, an infectious disease or anything. Oh yeah, and then this spot right here was actually spilled soap. I don't know if you've ever cleaned up spilled soap, but gosh dang it, is it obnoxious, because it's just like you just keep scrubbing and scrubbing and it just keeps sudsing and sudsing, and I didn't even know it was there because that's where I was that's where I stored my toilet plunger. So again, it's not like I was going over there all the time checking on it. But yeah, it was spilled soap. And then so the reason I was doing around the toilet was so that the powdered bleach had time to sit. Because for some reason, my toilet, if you saw the first shot where it was like black, that's all mold. I don't really understand why it does that. I think it has something to do with the fact that I used a pumice stone multiple times on it, and I think it scratched the surface, and it's so the surface being not smooth anymore and being like, I guess, textured. Like you can't tell looking at it when it's clean, but I think it just gives the bacteria something to hold on to. So literally it just comes off by scrubbing it with a toilet brush. And then I am just putting on the old toilet seat back on. So yeah, fun stuff. And this is one of those things that as a rental tenant, I would suggest not replacing, but you know, like what's the word, upgrading, because you see how long that took me to switch the toilet seats out. And the toilet seat that we originally had in here, because that one actually was the one that we upgraded it, and the previous one was plastic. And if you've ever sat on a plastic toilet seat, like, yes, plastic is great because it can be disinfected and all that trash, but it slid around any time that you go to sit down, and it just made me feel unsafe while I'm trying to do my business. So that's definitely something, if you're in a rental, I would 100% invest money in a nice toilet seat, just so that your personal time can be more pleasurable. And then I'm taking off the shower curtain because rentals will just throw this away. So even though it's dirty and I probably will replace it, I just took it down because I'm trying to get my deposit back. I think that's what I'm going to label this video is, let's see if I can get my deposit back. And then what was nice about this rental is that curtain rod. Oh, I got to talk about that. So that curtain rod was provided, so that was nice. But that chemical I just showed you is not part of my hippy dippy low impact disinfectant. No, this stuff is a heavy hitter. Tile X by Clorox. I typically, before I found this product, I found it from Kimberly Wadsworth from The Wads. She suggested it and I got it, and oh my gosh. So I used to spray my shower down with just Dawn Power Wash and then scrub it. But this crap, it's extremely toxic. You 100% need to have the fan on when you're using it. But it, oh yeah, and then I took the shower because that's another easy rental hack, is to change the shower head out, and then you can take it with you. So, but that Tilex, you just spray it on, and then you just spray it off with water, and it literally cleans better than when I do my scrubbing. So anyways, this next clip was 2 days after the last one. So we had the majority of the, we only had a couple things left in the apartment. This was on Monday. And I intended on being here longer, but like I said earlier, Ranger ended up spiking a temperature, and our grandma she's already immunocompromised, so I ran and grabbed him. But here's some hacks for you. Do not scrub your oven. So this is, again, a heavy hitter, does not fit in the granola natural bull crap. This is some toxic, heavy, it's, I think it's called Off, and it is, it's just an oven cleaner, but it is the extra strength, and it is extremely toxic. But if you've ever cleaned an oven, you will understand. I used to work in a deli, and we would use this crap on our rotisserie, because we did rotisserie chickens, and that thing, this garbage chemical cuts through the baked on grease that was on there for years. So it is only $3, I believe. So it just is worth the money versus the effort of cleaning your oven. And I literally only do this on move out cleans, because it's just, I don't know, again, I don't think my oven needs to be super clean, so it's just gonna get dirty again. Like, if there's a spill, I'll clean it up, but like, I don't need a pretty oven. I'm not that kind of girl. But the directions say to preheat to 200 and then turn it off and then apply it and let it sit. So I didn't realize that. I thought that you coated it first and then you applied, you applied the product and then you turned the oven on, but I was wrong. It was the reverse. Excuse me. It's the reverse of that. And so the whole reason I am filming me cleaning this way is I'm trying to do things as efficient as possible. So I went in there initially to vacuum, and then I realized that I needed to wash the walls because I have a toddler. So I think I put that on hold, and the oven had beeped, so it was ready to be applied. And you see me wearing a rubber glove. That's how toxic this crap is. It literally eats through anything organic. Actually, while I was, when I was on my way to grab my baby for my grandma, I didn't realize that I had gotten some on my elbow because it was just like out of sight. And I was like, oh, why is my elbow burning? And I have a legit burn from this chemical. Again, so I would not use this like on a daily, weekly, or even monthly. I would use this annually, if that. Like, I've been in this place for 4 years, and I ended up using, and I knew that I wasn't going to save this crap, so I literally just dumped it in there. Every last drop of it, I just emptied the can in there, and it got up the majority of everything. There was a few spots where I probably could have reapplied, but this is an old apartment, and so I don't think that they are expecting perfection. So excuse me, geez, sorry. Let me take a drink of my beverage, my hot water. That's lovely. Okay. So then I emptied that can in there and let it sit for as long as I wanted to. The thing with this crap is that it needs to stay wet in order to continue working. So you don't want to leave it in there, like say overnight, because then it would dry out and you would have to reactivate it in order for it to work, which would just be wasted time. And then also a rental hack is turn off the fridge and open it up. So what that's going to do, I don't know if you've ever tried to clean something out of the freezer, but it is very hard to scrub anything that is cold. For some reason, it's just like, it just doesn't like to budge. So if you're doing a move out clean, I highly suggest cleaning your fridge like this, because it literally cuts the time more than half. Like, it takes a quarter of the time. And then I'm using the Tilex. I think it's Clorox Tilex mold and mildew, and I'm just using that in here because I figured if it can break down everything organic, then it can break down everything in my fridge. And then the majority of fridges come apart like this, and if you take the shelves out, it's just about efficiency. So being able to wipe all that crap down without having to maneuver around stuff, it just makes it more efficient. I do believe that I end up walking away and letting that sit. Yeah. And then I brought the kitchen, or the accoutrements of the fridge back into the bathroom, and I spray them down with Dawn power wash because they really aren't dirty. And then our water gets pretty hot, so then I just used, I let the Dawn power wash like disinfect it. And again, to have alcohol actually disinfect something, it needs to remain on there. It's an obscene amount of time. It's like a solid 5 minutes. So I just sprayed everything down, and then I end up going back to the bedroom and getting some close-ups of the dirty wall. So for the longest time, my oldest son, Ryder, his bed was just on the floor because it's more safe that way. If he rolls off a bed onto the floor, it's not a big deal, versus, if he's in some fancy, bed frame. So he touches the walls a lot and it gets grimy. So I ended up, I did some close-ups for you, and I actually went over all of the walls because I had hold on, because I had tapestries on the wall, because tapestries are a fantastic rental friendly way to decorate a large space, because majority of the times you're not allowed to paint. And so that's how I cope with it, as I just, I ended up having 3 different tapestries, and tapestries collect dust, like on the fronts and backs of them. So I just decided to do a quick wipe down of everything. And again, it's about efficiency. So I'm not really, besides the one corner where Ryder's bed was, I'm not really scrubbing anything. I'm just giving it a quick wipe down. And yes, I am using a mop because efficiency. And this thing comes with, it's the O Cedar Spin Mop. I absolutely love it. Absolutely recommend it. And one of the things I recommend about it is grabbing the Amazon dupes for the heads. You don't need to buy name brand heads. They're just as good. They all come from China. And what's nice about the heads is that they're microfiber and you can actually throw them in the wash. So, and now that I have a washing machine, I can actually do that instead of trying to wash them by hand. So, see that it has the automatic wringing action, and that is a huge time saver. And you see the way I'm just doing a one pass, and I'm doing the pattern where you overlap, like when you mow your lawn. That's like the best way that I can describe it. And it's the same way that I vacuum as well. And it just ensures that you reach every spot on the whatever you're cleaning. And if you notice how dirty the floors are, that's why I'm wearing shoes. You should always wear shoes during a move out clean. And if you have any garbage, you just throw it on the floor, because we're about efficiency. So at the end of everything, well, I end up vacuuming this room, so I threw the garbage either in my pocket or I threw it in the hall, because I am planning on doing a massive sweep to get all of the trash together, and then doing a pass with the vacuum and then mopping. And that is on the agenda for tomorrow. I have not done that yet. And then, yeah, the doors get super dirty, so I think I put a little bit more effort in the doors than I did with the wall. And again, I'm just using Dawn Power Wash, and at this point I had enough on my mop head that I didn't need to reapply any. And again, I'm just using hot water for the solution in my bucket. This is more of my granola way to clean, because everything is almost all, hold on. Ugh, sorry, my throat is just, it's not cooperating. But almost all messes are derived from grease. And so using Dawn Power Wash, you actually, that chemical breaks down grease, and then you wash away the germs. And that's where the alcohol comes in hand. If you apply it for that obscenely long amount of 5 minutes, it will actually kill those germs, and then you can wash them away. And this is the first time I've done a move out clean. It's been quite a while, but I felt very efficient. The last time I moved out of a place, the move out clean that I did, I spent way too much time and effort on it, and like, we were due to get our refund back, or our deposit back, but like, I did not need to I put like 12 hours into it, and didn't even get everything that I wanted to get done. But this time I was really focused on just being efficient and doing what was needed and not overdoing it, because it, again, like, I was originally going to clean these carpets, but looking at the condition of them, I am like 60% sure that when they come in here, they're gonna want to replace them, because they're just they're low, what's the word, low quality carpets anyways. And so the fact that we were a family of 5 and a dog living in this tiny 2-bedroom apartment, they got a lot of foot traffic, probably more than they're rated for. So I ended up just vacuuming. And again, also the laminate that they put in throughout the house, it was very pretty, and I did enjoy the fact that it didn't click, but because it wasn't like a hard laminate, it was very soft. It ended up tearing under the couch. There's some indents from the couches, and then there's also a place where the seam is lifting just due to wear and tear. So again, I'm not going to scrub the floors throughout. I'm just going to do a quick mop and then call it good, because the businesswoman in me is saying that there is no way, because we had a management transition during our time here. So it was privately owned by a single guy, and then it transitioned to I believe a corporation purchased this complex. So I just don't believe that they're going to rent this apartment to someone else before replacing the floors. And I'm just keeping that in mind. And this is, you start by vacuuming up the big crap that you know your brush won't pick up, and then you do the outline of the room. What was I gonna say? Oh, I end up fiddle farting with this quite a bit, because for some reason my vacuum just didn't sound right. It could be just because I'm not in tune with this vacuum very well anymore, because I use my stick vacuum more, because I could literally use my stick vacuum multiple times a day, and so I just don't use Big Bertha very much anymore. But she's just, there's a soft place in my heart for her. She is definitely my favorite vacuum, and I will probably never get rid of her. So yeah, I'm starting where people aren't going to see. And then the thing about rentals is, I know this is going to sound weird, but I'm not vacuuming to clean. I am vacuuming for the carpet lines. Like, yes, of course, like, sorry about my dog itching his butthole all this time. Jeez, Jameson, have a little class, will you? So just because I used to work for a cleaning company and I understand the, like, what people do or what corporations are looking for in a rental, or like, the expectations before showing a rental. So yeah, they aren't really looking for cleanliness. They're just looking for, like the, see, I'm fiddle farting with it because I'm like, it's got suction. It just doesn't sound right. Anyways. So getting carpet lines is really easy. you pull your vacuum back straight, like as straight as you can get it, and then you want the left, so like you want the farthest side of your vacuum to line up with the with your last line. So you do it, you pull it back straight, and then you diagonally push it forward with the intention of meeting the farthest corner of the vacuum with your last line. And then again, you just pull back straight. Oh my gosh, and this carpet used to give the best carpet lines, and now that it's old and decrepit, it doesn't give them, and it's sad. I think that going this way, it'll be easier for you to see. So I pull it back, and then I get distracted. So I pull back, diagonal, straight back, diagonal. And that just, it brings a level of, you know, someone cleaned here. And yeah, that's something that rental companies look for. They don't necessarily look for if you actually cleaned, but if it looks clean. And then I'm just OCD about it. I like to have my patterns line up a certain way. I used to get in trouble at work because I would literally re-vacuum an entire room if the carpet lines did not meet my expectations. Let's see here. Oh, I was just... that was a real quick thing for my plants. I still have to grab those. They're just chilling up there. I didn't want anyone touching them because I have a lot of vining plants. So if you're not cognizant of, you know, what you're doing with them, you can easily snap a vine, and like one of the vines on them has it's taken multiple years to grow, and it's over 6 feet long. Oh, I guess not. I think it's probably 6 foot long. And so yeah, I just wanted to be extra careful. Anyways, I am just using hot water and a microfiber cloth, and I am doing my damnedest to keep this crap in here as much as I can, because like I said, it literally eats away at any organic material. And you see like how high my gloves go up, and I still got some on me, and it ended up hurting me. But I just am wiping it down. There was a single drip between the glass, but I didn't think that merited me taking apart the oven door in order to clean it. I was like, it's good enough the way it is. We are about efficiency in this clean. I repeat, are not going to give in to our OCD tendencies. And our expectations are not perfection. And then I was like, there's so much good footage I'm missing out on because of the whatever's too wide, the angle, the shot was too wide. So I brought you in close, and then I got distracted. I don't know doing what. Even when I don't have my boys with me, I am like, hey, look, a chicken. And yeah, just using hot water, and look at that, one pass, and all of that crap is just coming off. So yeah, this stuff, do you see that last wipe? That one wipe, it goes from black back to its original color. No scrubbing necessary, just having to clean it off. And like I said, a million times, this is not a weekly cleaning thing. This is not even a monthly cleaning thing. This is 4 years of baking and cooking before I felt it even close to necessary. And honestly, I didn't think it was that messy. Oh, one wipe. Yeah. And every time that I've done a move out clean, I've made the mistake of not having this product. And it's a yellow can. It's off oven cleaner, heavy duty. If you're doing, they do have a one that is like low, what's the word? Like it fumes. It's like anti-fume or something. But that one just doesn't work as hard. And then I wanted to show you. That was just like, I just got the majority of everything. And I'm going over it again to just to get some residue off. But literally black water is fantastic. But yeah. So I am going to just, well, I got some more crap to talk about. What do I have to talk about? I think I'm going to upload this video because, like I said, it's an hour and 15 minutes long. And I am at an hour and 5 minutes right now. And I still haven't done the floors. I'm going back tomorrow. And so I think I'm going to just upload this. And then I will hopefully get it all done tomorrow. And if I don't get it done tomorrow, it's just not going to get done. Because we're going to try and contact the property management company and see if we can't be prorated. Because, like I said, we already paid for February. But if we can get some of that back, even if it's like 14 days worth, that would be lovely. Pay for a carpet at my new place. And then I'm talking about so much. I'm sorry, I'm so all over the place. But the oven cleaner also can be utilized like on walls and overhead, like the range. But because I see a lot of people like clean with Barbie, and oh my gosh, did you see that? I had no idea all this crap was under this stove. I was just like, are you serious? I just wanted to clean out this drawer. Anyways, like clean with Barbie, and there's a couple other people that use in like hoarder households when there's a grease buildup on the walls or the range. They actually put this oven off on them and then putting the cellophane over it, because like I said, it needs to be wet in order to continue working, and if it evaporates, then there's just no point. Like it is unable to do its job. What was I talking about earlier? Prorated rent. Oh, so this house that we have now, it is such a blessing, but the last tenant was in here for 14 years, and then he said to us that she ended up having to move out because she could no longer handle the stairs. So there's a lot more cleaning content coming your way. I got to do lots of scrubbing here, so anyways, I love you guys. God bless. Remember to know better and do better. Remember efficiency. Remember, ergonomics. When you're bending over, I just got to put this in here. When you're bending over, make sure to engage your core. Trust me, your back will thank me. And that's just something that you need to you have to be cognizant of. You can't just willy-nilly, like, the entire day I kept reminding myself, engage your core, engage your core. Even here, I'm thinking it. Trust me. But, anyways, it's late. I'm going to bed. There's only 5 minutes left in this video, so you're just gonna have to watch me without any commentary, and then hopefully tomorrow I will have some new juicy content for you. Yeah, I love you guys. God bless. Know better, do better, and the cycle of filth. Alright, bye.